What's up, everybody? Good Friday morning. Hope you're doing well. Some of you may have been expecting the Derek Young drill down video, but I think we got to take another little break from the rookie deep dives because something pretty big happened yesterday evening, and we got to take some time to talk about it. So, the schedule came out. The schedule for all 32 teams in the NFL came out for 2022. And I had a live reaction to the schedule on the Hawks Nest's channel. So if you want to see my live reaction to the schedule, then you can go check that out on the Hawks Nest. Just search Hawks Nest on YouTube. And it's fairly early in the stream that we did yesterday. But that was basically my live reaction. I purposefully avoided the schedule as much as I could in the hours leading up to our stream. I didn't completely block out everything, but most of the schedule was something I kind of walked into, live on stream, basically. I wanted to have a genuine live reaction to it. So this video is going to be kind of recapping my initial thoughts on the schedule. I'm not going to go game by game. I'm not going to do predictions on wins and losses. I did that on the stream yesterday. But honestly, at this point, it's a little bit goofy to try to even do that because we've still got a lot of training camps and OTAs and practices to go. We've got preseason. Players are always tearing their ACLs or breaking their leg, and you don't know what these teams are really going to look like but when the season actually starts in September. So I'm not really going to do that here. I'm just going to break down my initial feelings about this schedule, the things that I like. So on the whole, I don't think this schedule is too bad in terms of its structure. Obviously, we are facing a good chunk of difficult opponents. The division alone, you have 6 teams that made 6 games against teams that made the playoffs last year. And then you add in the teams that you expect to be playoff teams this year, like Denver and the Chargers. Both those teams didn't make the playoffs last year, but you would expect them to. Then you have Tampa Bay. Oakland made the playoffs last year. Kansas City made the playoffs last year. So it's a tough schedule, but I don't mind the way it broke down. I don't think that's going to be enough to make us a good team, but it's not the worst structured schedule I've ever seen. So, speaking about this schedule in a general sense, there are 2 aspects of it that I really like. One is I don't see any season-killing stretches. I don't see any 4 or 5, maybe even 3-game stretches where it's just like, oh, we got no chance, no way, we're never going to win this game, we're just going to get smashed for a whole month. Or even, 3 straight games, and we're going to be completely broken by the time winnable games come around, right? Like, okay, we start the season with 2 teams that we're probably going to be underdogs to, Denver and San Francisco, but then you've got Atlanta, and whatever Atlanta is going to be this year, I don't know, but it's probably not going to be that good. Then Detroit, then New Orleans. The closest thing we have to a really tough stretch would be at New Orleans, home against Arizona, and then Los Angeles. That's about the toughest 3-game stretch we have on this schedule. Everything else is kind of broken up in a pretty reasonable manner. Like, okay, we've got the Saints, the Cardinals, the Chargers. That's not great, but then you get the Giants. And then after that, you get the Cardinals on the road, the Buccaneers in Germany, but then you get the bye week, and then you get the Raiders coming off the bye week, and then you get, and I honestly, we'll see. I don't think the Raiders are going to be that good this year, personally. And then you get the Rams, and you're like, oh boy, but then you get the Carolina Panthers. Then you get the Niners and the Chiefs, probably not going to do anything good there, but then you get the Jets, and that should be a more winnable game. So I don't see any 4 or 5 game losing streaks here. So that's kind of nice, right? Or maybe you're the kind of person who wants the team to lose as many games as possible this year for draft positioning, which there's some merit there, I suppose. I guess that's the best way I can put it. But I don't think you're going to see any, like, soul-sucking losing streaks. Even like what we had last year when we lost 3 games in a row right after Wilson got back. Or when Wilson first got hurt and then Geno came in. You might see like 1 3-game losing streak if we can't take care of Arizona at home in week 6. Maybe you're looking at a losing streak around the bye week. It depends on what you do against the Raiders. Again, I feel good about that game personally, but we'll see if the Raiders live up to the hype. But I don't think you're going to see any like soul-sucking losing streaks where you don't even really want to watch the team anymore because it's so depressing. So that I kind of like. The other thing about this schedule that is kind of nice in terms of if you actually want the team to win games is that we do get 4 of our 9 home games in the last 5 weeks of the season. Home, home, away, home, home. Been a while since that has happened. That doesn't happen that often in the NFL. So when I see something like this, I kind of wish we were actually going for it this year. I mean, I don't want to go too far with that. At the end of the day, if the team is not ready to go, the team is not ready to go. But to have a home, home, road, home, home, when you're basically trying to finish the season strong and maybe clinch a playoff spot, that's pretty good. And the cost of that is not necessarily a really brutal early schedule either, because you are playing some games on the road, but you're getting you're getting the Lions on the road, right? That kind of breaks it up a little bit. You should be able to beat the Lions, honestly. I don't know if the Lions rebuild is at the stage yet where you can say that's a good team, that's a team you should expect to lose to on the road. I don't think we're there yet. So it really does feel like we are having a very favorable stretch at the end of the season against good teams. I know that, like we were playing the Niners and the Rams at home, but getting those games at home is significant. Getting a Thursday night game at home is significant. So these are the things about this schedule that I kind of like. As for the things that I don't like, it's kind of hard to even answer that because I'm ready for whatever this season throws at me. If we're really good, then cool. I like winning. I like making the playoffs. I like winning playoff games. But if we're bad, then that's kind of what I was expecting, and we can stay on schedule with trying to find our quarterback in the future next year. So I'm taking more of a glass half full approach here. I do expect this team to win somewhere around 6 or 7 games, which is obviously not good, but that doesn't really bother me that much. That's not something that I'm really upset by. So when it comes to breaking down this schedule in terms of pros and cons, I mean, I guess starting with Denver and San Francisco is not ideal. You're probably going to get off to, I'm just going to say it, an 0-2 start. I know some Seahawks fans are really, really hopeful about that Broncos game, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see how things come together, but look, mano a mano, I'm not really seeing it, and Frisco, maybe you can snipe Frisco because it's going to be so early in the season, they may not have everything working yet, but I'm not feeling good about either of those games. Yeah, other than maybe going to Germany, right? But that's kind of cool, honestly. So yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of negative stuff to say about this schedule. I like that they gave us a Saturday game after a Thursday night game, so that way you're getting like a couple extra days off, and then you have a mini extra long week going into the Jets game. Not that you should necessarily need it for the Jets, and we'll probably be out of any contention before then. But yeah, I think this schedule mostly works pretty well. There is some potential for, I guess, a 4-game losing streak with the Cardinals, Bucks, Raiders, and Rams. That could be the point where the season really goes off the rails if you've started well against like Atlanta, Detroit, and the Giants. Those are 3 games I would expect to win. But I don't know. I'm taking the glass half full approach here, which is kind of weird to say because I don't think we're going to win a lot of games this year. However, I don't know. I'm ready. Honestly, the worst thing I can say about this schedule, and this is a very kind of, I don't know, self-defeating way to look at things, would be that I almost wish the schedule was set up so maybe we could just have that terrible 4-win season. If we're going to be bad, let's be a little more bad than just kind of bad. Let's be 4-13 bad instead of 7-10 bad. Because if we're going to be bad, then what's the difference? We're trying to get a quarterback in the draft next year. We've got a lot of draft capital in the draft next year. Let's try to make it count as much as possible. So in that regard, maybe there is some part of me that wishes, hey, I wish we played 5 really good teams to start the season. Start 0-5, take all the wind out of your sails, and you're probably looking at that 4-win season. But that's kind of a different conversation to have. And at the end of the day, I can talk about this kind of stuff. I can acknowledge all of these things. I'm not interested in rooting for this team to lose. That's not what this is about. You know, just to go on a quick tangent here, people talk about tanking. People get on me because, oh, you want the team to lose, you're rooting for the team to tank. I don't do that. That's not me. What I do is I recognize the team is not that good. There's nothing the team can do right now to get significantly better than what they are. And that being the case, I accept that the results are probably not going to be that great. That's all it is for me. So, yeah, I like this schedule. I like the schedule. I like that our Thursday night game is at home. I like that a lot of our December games are at home. I like that the rough stretches of our schedule are broken up pretty nicely. And there really isn't a whole lot to complain about other than the travel miles, which is, our travel miles are always really high. So, honestly, whatever. All right, that's really all I can say about this. I'll do game-by-game stuff down the line, but generally speaking, I think it's a pretty good schedule. All right, see you guys later. Go Hawks. Talk to you guys later on.